Fired Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin will be sentenced for the murder of George Floyd this afternoon. The prosecution is asking for 30 years in prison. Chauvin's defense team is asking for probation and no more jail time. Minnesota's sentencing guidelines recommend at least 12 and a half years in prison. Jamie Yuccas has more on today's sentencing hearing.
The last time the public saw Derek Chauvin, he was being led away in handcuffs after a jury found him guilty on all counts for the murder of George Floyd. Today, he'll return to court for his sentencing by Judge Peter Cahill. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman says Cahill will examine arguments from the prosecution and the defense, victim impact statements, a pre-sentence investigation into Chauvin's past, and any statement Chauvin might make before delivering his sentence.
How likely is it that Derek Chauvin would face the maximum sentence?
We have to understand what the maximum sentence under the law is, which is 40 years. I would frankly be surprised if he got any less than 20, but I've been surprised before.
Don Samuels is a former Minneapolis council member from the city's north side. He hopes the Chauvin sentencing will close the loop on a painful cycle that includes a spike in crime and reduction in police staffing.
People are just trying to decide, do we support that sentiment and say, let's get rid of all police? Or do we find some other way, let's get hard on crime? We're saying you can do both. You can have a fair and just police force, and you can also have enough police officers, because we can't allow our city to be destroyed.
Before Chauvin is sentenced, he does have the opportunity to address the court. We're not sure if he's going to do that, but if he does, it's unlikely to change Judge Cahill's position. That's because he's had months to review all the testimony and evidence in this case. Anthony?
Jamie, thank you, and stay with CBS News for continuing coverage from Minneapolis. We will bring you a special report when Chauvin is sentenced this afternoon.